Hello everyone, we are live. This is the Ipswich versus Norwich preview. I'm joined with Jon Rogers, aka Big Grant Holt. John, how are you doing, mate?
I'm all right, thank you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, so we're here tonight to talk about obviously the massive game that is coming up this week. And obviously, are you going to be there, John, or did you manage to get tickets?
No, I can get tickets. I just tweeted a minute ago. I might go to a pub. My missus is going away for the weekend, and I'm going to have some fun in the pub somewhere.
Yeah, fair enough. So if any of you guys are going who are watching, please do feel free to put it in the comment section of the YouTube link that you're watching it on, and then we'll get to the questions and talk about all of that good stuff tonight. So, John, first of all, let's talk about obviously the game. How can you see it sort of panning out? What can you see happening? Can you see us winning the first leg, or what do you see happening?
First of all, I didn't want to play them at all in the playoffs. Second of all, I'm glad we're playing them in over 2 legs than the Wembley final, because the Wembley final would just be a coin toss of a game, and who knows what would happen. I think we've got enough to beat them over 2 legs. I don't think we're going to play poorly both games, so that'll be a good thing. When we walk away from Carrow Road in 2 weeks' time with big smiles on our faces.
Yeah, I mean, would you say this is the biggest sort of East Anglian derby ever? Would you say there's been bigger than this?
It's kind of similar to I wasn't alive back then. I don't think I was. I was 85. I was alive. Oh God, I was only at 4. You weren't alive, though, Jack, were you?
No, certainly no.
It's on par with that one, because that was whoever won went to Wembley over 2 legs. It was on par, and that's been talked about for years and years and years. So I don't know. You try not to build it up too much. The way that Alex Neil's doing it, it's a game. It's not a game to the fans. Everyone in the club knows it's not a game. But if you treat it as just one game, we've got a better chance of winning, probably. I don't know. Building up to this big thing that is going to be. Who knows? It's exciting. I'm looking forward to it. I really am looking forward to it.
I mean, something I wanted to ask you. I mean, you've been fairly sort of optimistic all season. Even when we were sort of down in 13th, you were still not too grumpy. I know you sort of were having a go at me on Twitter once about me booing. I think it was the Reading game? I can't really remember too much. But how would you say our season's gone? I mean, obviously, start of the season, we were sort of nailed on for automatic promotion, weren't we? It hasn't gone that way. We were very close. Are you happy to be in the playoffs, or are you slightly disappointed that we didn't quite make the automatic places?
Do you honestly think we were nailed on for promotion?
Well, if you look at our team, it's certainly the best in the league, and I think on paper we should go straight back up.
We've probably got the best players, but I don't think we've got the best team in the league, because Bournemouth have got the best team because they won it. Well,
yeah, of course, but this is what I'm saying at the start of the season. You look at our team, sort of last season, we spent big money. Really, we should be going back up. If you look at any opposition fans this season, none of them have said really when they've been playing us that they're feeling like a win. They've always said if they can get a draw or even keep it down to a low defeat, they'll be happy. I mean, people were scared of us this season. Do you not think that we should have gone up automatically?
If you look at 2 teams that came down with us, Cardiff and Fulham, and what's happened to them, and now it's not as if Fulham haven't spent any money. Oh, they're struggling at the moment because they're quite financially in debt because of all the debts that they do have. But they spent 9 million. Minimum. I have no idea who else they bought, and they spent 9 million on Ross McCormack, who is underperformed this season. So I mean, and look at them. They were absolutely awful against us. I mean, it was 4-2. It was a bit of a dead rubber of a game, but look at it. I mean, what happened? And look where they are, and look where Cardiff are. They'd give their right bollock to be where they are right now, and look where we are. We finished 3rd. I think it's been a really good season overall. I really do. Only because of where we've ended up in the league, and we've got a really good chance of getting into Wembley. Now, what a great day that will be if we do get there. Fingers crossed. It's I kind of had like a bucket list of all my life, and one of the things was watching Norwich at Wembley. So this is a really good opportunity for it to happen. And who knows? I think it's been a good season overall. Not bad at all.
Obviously, we are here to discuss the Ipswich-Norwich game, but I do really want to sort of get your thoughts on. You've said it's a good season there. I'm still not convinced. When we appointed Neil Adams at the start of the season, what were your original thoughts? Did you genuinely think that with Neil Adams we were going to mount an automatic promotion push, or did you think he was the wrong appointment from the start?
We started off great. I mean, the first, it's a long time ago now, in August and September time, we were playing some great football. We beat Blackburn, we beat Watford at home. Was it? Yeah. I think we did. Yes, we did. It's a long time. I can't remember. I can't remember what happened 10 minutes ago, let alone in August, Jack. And we started playing well, but then we hit October, it was. And I remember going to the Sheffield. I went to the Fulham game, and I went to the Sheffield Wednesday game away, and we didn't score either games, and we didn't win in October, I don't think, and we didn't. It just kind of slowed down, and that caused us. It got the players and probably the fans nervous about what was happening. I said you were booing at the Reading game.
Yep.
It was a blip. If you put those results of in between the season, it would look all right because we ended up third, and we must have done something good because we ended up third in the end. So it's a shame that we couldn't keep going. If we'd have won one game or two, I say one or two games more, we'd have got automatic promotions to it. I mean, 2 games, isn't it, out of the whole season? It was good. I think our minimum hopes and ambition should have been 6th. That is the minimum. It's like we're finishing 17th in the Premiership or something. I think 6th is the minimum. We got 3rd, so I think it's been a good season overall.
Okay, let's quickly go to the comment section.
Are people watching us, by the way?
Yeah, there's a few people watching us. Not quite, just listen to us ramble. We've got a question from Gucci OTBC. He said, I've got a massive dilemma. It's either playing cricket and only watching the first half or bugger the cricket. John, what's your response? Would you play cricket or watch the game?
Are you sure there's nothing like dropping the cricket bat or like? I don't think you should bugger cricket. I think that you should watch the Norwich game because this is a one-off. You can always go hit a ball in the park if you want to.
Well, there you go. There's John's advice, Gucci OTBC. I would watch the game as well, mate. I would watch the game. Tom Beardmore says, got my tickets sorted today. I'm buzzing. See you there. Yep, see you there, Tom. Visual excellence, long-term fan. Welcome to the Google Hangout, mate. I hope you're enjoying it so far. So if you want to interact with us on Twitter as well, please feel free to tweet us. I'm at Talk Norwich City. John is at Big Grant Holt. You can feel free to interact with us on there to get involved with the conversation tonight, which is all involved around Ipswich versus Norwich.
Now, I will read it out. Whatever it is, I'll read it out.
Okay, there you go. Have you linked it out, mate?
I have, yeah. I've just sent it.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm sure we'll see an influx of your fans coming now.
Oh, that's it. That's put a damper on
that. So yeah, let's concentrate on this weekend's game now. Obviously, we've beaten them twice this season. We've beaten them 4 times. The last 4 times we've played them.
Yeah.
Let's start with sort of team selection. I mean, the main one I'm thinking about is the right back. I put a sort of a poll out on Twitter the other night. Would you rather see Elliot Bennett in there or Stephen Whittaker or even Russell Martin? John, I think you were praising Elliot Bennett after his recent performance. Would you stick him in there?
Okay, well, there's issues. I mean, I think he's got more pace to go forward than Stephen Whittaker. I don't think Russell Martin is an option to go right back. I don't think he had a great game when we played against Rotherham away. I think he was at fault for the goal we conceded. It doesn't really matter anymore, but I don't think he's played enough in that point at that position. And so has Elliot Bennett not played enough in that position. If Stephen Whittaker is fully fit, then I would go with Stephen Whittaker. I think he's been solid throughout the season. He had a couple of bad games and people were getting on his back. I mean, there was that midfield nonsense that he was the only player that was willing to go into that position, but that's just a different point as well. Elliot Bennett had a brilliant game. Really, he was going forward. He set up one of the goals. He looked dangerous. He had pace to get in behind. He was helping out, like covering, because he's got the pace to do that. However, I don't think he's played enough games at that position. If Stephen Whittaker's fit, I think he should come back in.
Okay. I mean, let's talk about Stephen Whittaker. Actually, I'm pretty sure, John. Let's be honest. You must have been critical of Whittaker earlier in the season with his performances.
Well,
come on, be truthful there. Come on.
No, I wasn't. Do you know why? I'll tell you why I wasn't. There's a fullback. We've got 2 fullbacks, Alston and Whittaker. Who was in front of Whittaker most of the season?
Well, Redmond, I guess.
Exactly. Who was in front of Alston most of the season?
Johnson.
They are then. So Johnson, Alston. The only thing you were complaining about Whittaker's is because of his defensive. Because he didn't have that. He only had only one person Johnson was more of a defensive, although he scored 15 goals this season, he was a more defensive midfielder. So he had that kind of defensive, more outlook on the left-hand side than we did on the right-hand side. Do you ever see Redmond put a decent tackle in or a strong tackle in to clear the lines or something?
Well, I suppose we haven't really seen.
I think it was on the left-hand side. That's not a good opportunity. But I don't think he deserved the amount of negativity that he got personally. Everyone has bad games in certain positions.
Yeah.
But as I said, because you know how he was also asked to push forward, and he's also asked to track back and go do his defensive duties. And because without that kind of defensive mentality of, that's how I explain it. I think he helped attack more I think he supported Redmond more than Redmond supported him. I think that's fair, and I think that's why they're not negative. If he made a mistake, he was beaten, and there was no one else to clear from him. If Alton made a mistake, Johnson was normally there to kind of clear up as well. So overall, I think he was the most improved player of the season. I'll definitely say that. He wasn't on fire earlier this season, but I think he's most improved. And overall, I don't think the negativity towards him was justified. Personally, you hate him, though, don't you?
Well, I don't anymore. Actually, I think I did hate him earlier in the season. I know, it's cruel. I think he did. I think it justified hate. Not hate. Hate's a strong word. I didn't like his performances, but I have grown to really like him. I think he started to put in some fantastic performances. I think the one for me that really stood out was Watford away, and that 3-0. He provided some beautiful crosses, lovely assist for Graben's goal, I think, and also put in a fantastic defensive shift. We would not have seen that under Neil Adams. I think that's fair to say. I think Alex Neil has really brought out the best in most of the players. And I think Whittaker's sort of the proof that that's happened. If anyone watching has any thoughts, would you want Whittaker to start, Elliot Bennett, Russell Martin? Leave us your thoughts. You can either put them in the comments of the YouTube Hangout or tweet us. Our links to the Twitters is in the description.
Or Jack, we could make 3 at the back.
Well, what would be your 3 at the back then?
I wouldn't do 3 at the back. I'm just saying we could do 3 at the back. I wouldn't. It'd be a bloody nightmare.
I mean, okay, let's talk. We've obviously talked about our defence. Let's talk about Ipswich's attack. When they played at Carrow Road, who would you say was their main threat? For me, it's got to be Freddie Sears, hasn't it?
No.
No?
No, it's got to be the top scorer in the division, surely.
Well, I think we handled Daryl Murphy very well. The players that we've struggled with this season, for me, is the players like Freddie Sears, the ones who can sort of get on the back of defenders. And I think he had a great chance one-on-one with Ruddy. I'm pretty sure he missed a pretty much open net. Yeah. We completely handled Daryl Murphy. Do you not agree?
I do. I do agree with that, actually. I mean, we only got the only chance, proper chance they had. They've had 2 chances, really good chances against us in the whole 2 games. If you remember the away game, there was that cross in the 60th minute, and he was on the 6-yard box, and he put it wide across the air. That should have been a goal. I mean, 9 times out of 10, I think he'd scored that sort of goal. And obviously the Freddie Sears chance where he came inside Alton. Alton went on his arse, and Ruddy was out quick enough to spread big and put the ball over the top of the bar. Overall, we kind of handled them, didn't we? I mean, I will say we looked more dangerous than they did. But I mean, they haven't scored a massive amount of goals this season, but they've kept a lot. They haven't conceded many. So if we get the first goal, I think we will win the game. We just got to keep them quiet at Portman Road, because that place, will probably be rocking.
Definitely, yeah.
I mean, we've got to keep the crowd quiet as much as we can. I'm sure our 2,500 fans will be doing their utmost to keep them quiet as in some ways they can. Yeah. By being as noisy as possible, keeping them quiet by being as noisy as possible. Getting the goal ahead, I think that's the most important thing in the away leg. And I think we've got enough over 2 games to get us. I think we've got enough over 2 games, don't you think? Definitely.
I think the only thing I'm scared about with Ipswich is their ability from set pieces. I mean, we haven't been able to defend or attack set pieces all season. They've got some good players, the likes of Berra, Murphy, who are good in the air. We struggled slightly with set pieces, both home and away this season, and we've struggled all season defending set pieces. Would you say that corners, free kicks, them kind of things where they can just throw players in the box is going to be where they get their best chances?
They do that in open play as well, don't they, Jack? They just whack the ball forward as hard as they can and just get off the scraps. The second ball, they're a second ball team. If you win the second ball challenges, you'll beat Ipswich. A lot of people haven't got the ability or the strength or the mental aggression to win the ball on those second balls, because Ipswich Town have kind of instilled that. Mick McCarthy has put that into the players. You kick as hard as you can, you challenge for the ball, and you win that second ball and go forward, and that's what they do. If you win the second ball, you'll beat Ipswich. I think that's the most important thing. So again, from set pieces, if the balls are flying in, we've got to win that second ball. If we don't, I think they'll get on top of us. And well, we did that against away, we did them at home. So long way to go. I don't know. It's exciting. I'm quite excited for it. People have been quite worried or negative about it. I haven't been like that. My palms are pretty dry at the moment.
I mean, we'll get to the sort of score predictions later on in this, but where are you in sort of confidence levels at the moment? Because I've had it with 2 games this season. It was Watford away, not sure why, and Ipswich at home. I got to the sort of a boastful level. I just knew we were going to win, and I'm feeling the same for this Saturday. It could be risky. I know Ipswich are a good team. I love to wind their fans up. At the end of the day, it's going to be a tough game. But are you genuinely that confident that we're going to win this weekend? They haven't really blown any teams away, have they?
No. In the whole season, well, we've won a couple of silly games like 6-0, 7-0. They've a lot of 2-1s and 1-0s and 1-1s, and they've grinded results out. If we play football and we battle with them, I don't think they're much of a worry, which it shouldn't be, because they haven't spent, their squad isn't as strong as ours.
Yeah.
Naturally, just we've been in the Premiership longer. They haven't been in the Premiership for so long now. They're scraping around with frees and things, which is what they got to do. And Mick McCarthy's obviously a decent enough manager. He's taken a bunch of journeymen in a way and turned them into a decent team who wins games. They don't play very well, but they win, and that's what's worried me. They might not play very well, but I promise you, I think they're going to score this time. They haven't scored against us so far this season. I think they will this time. So we've got to get at least 2 goals to go out with to get a win.
I agree. Let's go quickly back on the Stephen Whittaker point. We've got someone in the comment section who's disagreeing with you, John. But not strictly true on your point about the Baker Boy NCFC on YouTube. Laffy often played in front of him and was forced to cover behind Whittaker several times because he just isn't strong enough in that position. What would be your comeback to that? That he's just simply not strong enough, and Laffy was made to cover in certain situations earlier in the season.
Lafferty was what went on. That was January. Has he watched the game since January?
No, I think what he was meaning is your point that it was sort of Redmond's fault in a way of Whittaker's poor performances under sort of the Neil Adams era.
Well, Lafferty was on the left-hand side.
Just I'm the messenger here.
What's his name?
Baker Boy, put it in the comments. What is your response? We're a bit confused.
I actually, again, I was one of the few people who really liked Lafferty when he was, and he was. I will say, he was more on the left-hand side and he was covering for. He was a bit more defensive. He was a bit more, he just give him the ball, they'll give you a yellow card, and that was all he could do, really.
Yeah, I think something we all agree on though is the fact that Whittaker has improved a lot in the past sort of 2-3 months. Okay, so.
He's well liked by the squad as well. I've noticed. He's really well liked by the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I've really
I always look out when we score a goal and he comes over, and they always kind of give him a pat on the head. Maybe it's just his hair. I've got no hair. Maybe I could afford a hair transplant, and then everyone would like me again. Something that has come up, which is an interesting point. I've got his name on the back of my shirt, not this one. It's Ricky Van Wolfswinkel. I'm not sure. It's Ricky Van Wolfswinkel, because you remember that guy once linked with Chelsea, Man United? No. Do you want to talk about him or just move on? Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it. All right. So he's going to be coming back from St Etienne. We know that.
They don't want him, do they?
They don't want him, which I mean, he scored 9 goals this season. It's not too bad for Ricky's standard anyway. He's going to be returning. We've got 2 options: either flog him at a cut price, or would you like to see Ricky Van Wolfswinkel play at Wembley?
I don't know the rules. I don't think he can he?
Let's just say he can for this topic. Would you put him in there?
Making up rules, I think. Will he play? No, 100% not. I mean, he doesn't because he doesn't know how, he hasn't trained with us, he hasn't played for us. I mean, in anything he do, if he did one thing, if he missed past something, people would go, oh, the hands would be going up, and then that's it. It's like he'd have lost everything. I don't know. I think it costs a lot of money in wages. He must have cost a lot of wages. That's the only reason we got rid of him. I mean, people don't want to buy him, but God knows what he's on a week, and I bet it's quite scary. So if he does come back, I think we'll get rid of him quite quickly to someone. I think people might even take £1 million just to get his wages off.
Yeah.
We'd lose.
No, I'd agree.
Back.
I'd agree, but it was a point that was being raised on Twitter that it's a possibility. You know, Ricky Van Wolfswinkel could be here. Was it the fact that Hughton's defensive style meant that he didn't score enough goals for us, or was it the fact that he's just a lightweight? I'm not sure. You'd have to see him under.
The lightweight thing. I don't think he was suited for the English game. Maybe. I mean,
you surely don't have to look at our sort of scouting techniques and things. That the fact we did spend that amount of money on a player that wasn't proven in England and doesn't really fit the bill. I mean,
well, it could have been. There was rumours that we could have got Wilfred Broney instead. It was, it was extra, and Swansea put an extra like £1 million on top of what it was, 8 million or 9 million something. They got him and we didn't. I mean, what, £1 million now? We'd have made a fortune on him, and we'd probably stayed up with Wilfred Broney playing in our side because he was that type of Hughton player that we need, a big, strong chap who just stood and got the ball and knocked it around and could play that lone striker role that Van Wolfswinkel couldn't do.
Okay. If you've got any thoughts, people watching, please do leave it in the comments. We've got a nice array of comments today, mostly regarding the Whittaker and Bennett situation. It's about a 50-50 split at the moment. Most people saying that Whittaker should start, and since Lafferty's left, Whittaker has been brilliant. NCFC Baker Boy, we're still awaiting a reply to John's response. Bit more clarity in that, please. Connor Ingram says Olsen is worse than Whittaker, which then had a response from Visual Excellence. He said, no way. Martin Olsen's been linked with the likes of Swansea, and he has experience in the high of tiers of English football. He's by no means better, but he's good. John, let's get your thoughts on that. I mean, Olsen isn't really challenged in that left back position. Obviously, he's got Garrido. He's not really going to be challenged realistically. He's come under a lot of stick this season, though, hasn't he, Olsen? I think, personally, very undeserved. I think he's fantastic going forwards and can also give a really good defensive shift.
I'd like to know, I'm not very good at stats and things, but I'd like to know how many goals that he has set up and how many goals that Whittaker's set up. That'd be quite interesting.
I think Olsen has 6 assists this season. I'm not too sure on Whittaker, but obviously, no, I've done my research on Martin Olsen's stats.
We all have. However, that's not about. I remember I can at least think of 3 assists that Whittaker did. Top of my head. Yeah. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? I mean, can you remember that in that? What was the Derby game? That's it was.
Yeah.
That's, I think, it was a turning point for me. For a lot of people. I don't know if you can remember, if you saw it, but there was a chance in the last minute that Jerome put over. There was a long ball played by Howson over the top, and everyone gave up for it except for one man. That little lovely haired chap, Scottish chap, running down the wing, and he didn't give it up. And the ball held up, and he hooked it over. Jerome had to do, just nod it into the net, but he put it over. I mean, that really was a turning point. That was like the 89th minute. He'd been running non-stop the whole game. He just sprinted 60 yards to get to that for a nothing ball. And I think that was a good turning point for especially a lot of people around me, because I'm quite close to the our right-hand side. So there's a lot of, you could see the mistakes he was doing because I'm in the Gerald stand. You can see quite the mistakes that he was making early on. But again, because he was on his own so often, it was difficult to kind of, if he made a mistake, he wasn't covered, and if the pass he didn't make wasn't great, I mean, people started getting on his back and everything. But I like him to play. I really do. I liked him when he played for Rangers. I remember watching him in a couple of Old Firm derbies. It's the only thing I used to watch. I remember thinking he was quite a good player. I was really happy when we signed him. We got him for free, didn't we?
Yeah. I think he actually scored a lot of goals for Rangers as well.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, well, that's the Scottish, and I believe I can score a lot of goals in the Scottish league.
Okay. We've got some more comments. His username is hello he said, I watched Daryl Murphy at Celtic and he was absolutely terrible. He's had a good season, but I feel we can definitely handle him. One season wonder, in my opinion. Well, we've proven we can handle him, haven't we? I mean, 2 games, no goals for him. I think he scored, was it 23 this season? Might be more, which is a fantastic return. Yeah. I mean, we've proven we can handle him. I think we can do it again. I think it's Freddie Sears. We said it earlier. I think it's Freddie Sears we've really got to sort of keep tabs on. So we've got about 10 minutes left of this hangout. We'll get to our score predictions and things later. Please feel free to keep on commenting, keep on tweeting us.
No one's tweeting me. I told you no one would tweet me. Has anyone? Did show you how many people are watching?
Yeah, there's 32 people at the moment.
That's good, isn't it?
It's not too bad, yeah. So hello to all 32 of you. John, you're going to be playing a song later, I believe. Is that correct?
If you want me to.
Is there choices, or are we set to one song?
I can do a choice if you want me to.
So should we pick 2 songs that the fans, the viewers can pick? The song they want to hear. What are our 2 choices?
Whatever people want to watch, I don't mind doing. I might need to get the lyrics up because I can't remember my own name, let alone the lyrics. So,
go on then. 2 of your favourites.
That's nice, isn't it?
That was beautiful. Yeah. 2 of your favourite songs that the viewers can pick from.
Me? Oh God. Has anyone got a mentioned one? First mention, I'll do that.
Okay. First mention of a song that of John's.
It's not a long one.
Quick stat, man. It's the Baker Boy NCFC. He's returned.
Yes.
Alton assists 5, Whitaker assists 4.
Oh, that's quite close, isn't it?
It's not too bad. What I think the best Whitaker assist has to be.
I've got a bloody tweet.
We've done it.
It's from Simon saying hi both.
Oh, hello, Simon.
That's nice, isn't it?
That is lovely. Yeah, he's one of the Talk Norwich City viewers and Big Grant Holt viewers tonight. It's wonderful to have him here. Right. So let's move on. Obviously, score predictions. Let's get them in. John, score prediction. Come on. This is pressure. You've got to get this right. Come on.
Am I doing aggregate or just one game at a time?
Just one game at a time for the moment.
Okay. I'm going to go 2-2.
2-2. Explain to me. You've been the most optimistic man I've talked to this season. How come the sudden dip of confidence?
Because I want the Ipswich fans to have a little bit of excitement in their lives before we do crush them at Carrow Road 8-0.
Do you not think they'll be unbearable on Twitter, though, if they do?
A 2-2 draw? Of course not. Rubbish. They'll be like, oh, you got to do the justice. You're not that good. And they go, yeah, bang, woof. 8-0. And then they'll go, oh, shit, you're right. Thanks for letting us know, Norwich. We are rubbish. And they can stay in the Championship for another 15 years or whatever they've been in there for.
That would be lovely, wouldn't it?
It would be.
It would be. We've got a tweet from JMO578. He said, I think Sears will be harder to contain than Murphy due to his pace and Bassong's strength in the air with Murphy.
Yeah, that's important. I mean, we've been a better side since Alex Neil came in. I think because Bassong's come in and he's a fantastic player. We all know that. I mean, he had a bit of a dodgy Premiership season. In the end, he wasn't great, and obviously he can't. He can't talk to managers like that. And allegedly what he said to him, he couldn't do it. I'm fully with Neil Adams for not letting him, carry on. Because you can't talk to your boss like that in any situation, in any workplace, let alone football. But once I think he's made up for it. He's been pretty great,
isn't it? Yeah, he's been fantastic. Let's quickly move off the Ipswich game for a moment. We're going to go on to, it's obviously election day, a big day for voting and things. Over on the Carrow Crowd last night, we've done a election XI of Norwich players. So all of the players had to have some kind of, or 11 basically.
I like that. XI.
So John, I'm going to throw 4 or 5 names at you with sort of political links, and I want you to pick your favourite, okay?
Okay, please do.
So in goal, we've got Robert Greens. obviously linked with the Green Party.
Should be Robert Green Party.
Robert Green's rolls off the tongue a bit better. Do you not think?
I've never had Robert Green roll off my tongue.
Okay, let's move on to Ian Culverhouse's of Parliament.
Let's move on. Sorry, I missed that one.
Ian Culverhouse's of Parliament.
Yeah, that's not too bad. It's quite a good pun.
Would you say it's better than Robert Green's?
Yes, that's my winner so far.
Okay. We've got Cameron. Hang on, I've got to get this one right. Cameron Normanifesto.
Oh no, it's rubbish.
No, I thought that was quite a good one.
Normanifesto. Yeah, but yeah.
In the centre attacking midfielder role, we've got Tory Smith.
That's good. No, I like that. That's the sort of pun that I like. Tory Smith.
Okay, Tory Smith.
Just really quick. He's had a great season, hasn't he? He was in the league. He was the captain of Bristol City.
I believe so. Yeah.
He's going to lift the cup with them for him. I think he was. I think he was captain for a couple of games. Isn't that great? Though? He was one of my favourite players in the League One season. He was too young to kind of carry on with it, and he had to go down to kind of go back up. But I'm so glad that he's in the Championship again because he's a great little player.
Definitely, yeah. And then up front, obviously, is Tory Smith your favourite so far?
Yeah, Tory Smith is quite good. That's very good.
Okay, I can't see this one beating it, but up front we've got David Cameron Jerome.
Well, it's okay, but it's not. It's just adding. But Tory Smith is very good.
Tory Smith. That was James Hammers on Twitter. So James, if you're watching this,
West Ham fan, is he?
It's Hammers with a Z.
It's even worse.
Sort of down with the kids kind of spelling that. I know you like to get down with the kids sometimes with your Zs on the end of words.
It's just a rumour, okay? I told you.
Sorry, secrets sometimes slip out. Anyway, score prediction and then song. We've somehow already talked for 31 minutes. Time flies when you're having fun, I guess. So, John, you said 2-2. I'm going with 3-1. I think we're going to take the lead early on. I can see us really coming out of the quickly. Yeah, no, genuinely, I'm feeling confident for this. Lots of people question it, but I genuinely feel really confident. Who's going to score? I think it's got to be Johnson, hasn't it? It's going to be fitting that Johnson sort of sends us up into Wembley against Ipswich. Let's get your scorer predictions quickly. I think Johnson's going to get one. Jerome, obviously, Graben was a massive impact on him. He's not going to be playing, so he's sort of missing. Do you think Johnson's going to really step up to the mark in the biggest game of the season?
He's normally up for it. When it does, he's added a real passionate aggression about his game this season. And when he flies into those tackles, or especially when they play a lot of long balls, but kind of long passes, I should say, rather than long balls. And he always wins in the air. He attacks that ball like nobody's business. He scored a great goal. Who was it against? We needed a goal, and he scored. Oh no, it was quite late on.
Who's this, Johnson?
Yeah, headed across the goal. Was it? Oh, I don't know. It's only last few games at home.
He's scored so many. There's so many to think about.
About two games ago.
2 games ago.
At Carrow Road. He won ahead.
Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah, well, of course it was. It was Wednesday, yeah. And that was brilliant. I mean, because he attacked the ball, and I love that about him. He didn't used to have that in his game previously. He was more in the centre, but he loves holding on that touchline and sprinting in and winning the headers and getting the ball across.
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so I'll just quickly see if there's any score predictions in the comments. If not, we'll get straight. Let's see. Okay, we've got a few. Oh, hello, Alan. I love that username. Simple, to the point. He said Ipswich 0, Norwich 2. And then at home, Norwich 1, Ipswich 0. So I love the optimism. I love the slagging off of Daryl Murphy earlier on in this. Well done. You're my viewer of the night tonight.
I like that. Does he get a badge? I think you should give him a badge, Jack.
A badge? I don't think I've got the budget for a badge. I can give him virtual cookies or something.
That's like rubbish. That. He wants a badge. Go make a badge out of like paper and send it to him.
If you're still watching and you want a badge, send me a DM or something. I'll get it sorted. John's just peer pressured me into spending my own money.
Why don't you give me the shirt, the Tierney shirt behind you?
Oh, I can't do that. I can't do that.
Right. Is it a used shirt? Is it a used shirt?
That is a used shirt, yeah. It's still got Mark Tierney's sweat on it. If that's not an appeal, I'm not sure what is. Sorry?
The little window you can open and have a little sniff of it.
I wish there was, but sadly...
Break the glass right now and smell that shirt. We need to just watch you smell the shirt.
No more peer pressure, John. No more peer pressure. I'm going to peer pressure you now into playing your song. I don't think there are any suggestions, actually.
Yes. I mean, I play them. No one wants to listen.
No, we've got to do it now. We've promised. Let me quickly check.
There's one easy one I can do.
Yeah.
Donald, Pat, is Donald watching? Donald, if you are watching, I know Donald. I met him for drinking at Fulham and in Norwich. Actually, he comes from London every game to come. Donald Parrish, he's a good man. I like
Donald's been tweeting. Yeah. Hello, Donald, if you're watching. I've just had a tweet off the guy who has the username I. He tweeted me saying, "I want my badge."
Yes.
Okay, I'll get that sorted for you, mate. Don't worry. What has happened? What has happened? Anyway, let's get into the song.
Angry Jack. Seriously,
I'm on a student budget, John. You don't understand these badges.
Make it out something. Make it out like I don't know.
Then I've got to pay for a stamp. There's always costs.
You can always like meet him somewhere and give it to him.
I suppose if he's going to the Norwich game, then that is definitely possible.
And he wants a cuddle.
No more. Right, let's get into the song, John. Obviously, after this, we're going to stop the broadcast. It's been a pleasure having you on tonight. If people want to follow you on Twitter or anything, how do they find you?
Personally, I wouldn't. But if they did want to, it's at Big Grant Holt. All one word. With a
links
B.
are in the description of this if you want to. Yeah, if they want to find it, it's in the description. I wouldn't recommend following him, to be honest.
I wouldn't.
It's no fun. If you want pictures of his crotch in the middle of a field, then
I did.
Then feel free.
I went into a rape field. Can I see if I can show you? No, I can't. It's not very good. But there's out the back of my garden. There's like a big yellow sea of rape seed oil plants.
Yeah.
And I thought I'd go in there. It'd be really good to take a picture. I got stuck in there, and then I got hay fever.
That's terrible. It sounds like a dreadful afternoon out.
It was awful.
The outside's a horrible place, isn't it?
I've got to do something in my life, haven't I? If I'm not talking to you, I'm wandering around fields.
Yeah. Well, what more can you ask for in life? What more can you ask for? Come on then. Let's take it away. The guitar's out. We're ready to go. What song are you going to be playing tonight?
I'm going to do the Wes Houlihan, only because I know all the lyrics.
Okay. When you're ready. Always ready.
Is it too loud?
No, that's good. All good.
Wes Houlihan, the guy from the Irish waters, tiny special man. He does what he wants. He moves from left to right, extremes of policy. I hope that God exists for when Wes retires. Tormenting, not the most awkward thing. It's like watching with the most deadly look on your face.
Come on, keep going, keep going.
Opposition midfield time after time. He wasn't playing football, he'd be in a pantomime. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to Wes. So down, 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 down. Norwich dead. If you're coming back from injury, stay down next to Wes. If your form is dipping sadly, sit down next to Wes. If your name is Tony Andrews, sit down next to Wes. At Fulham Spurs, both of the Manchesters. At Fulham Stoke, Aston Villa's a joke. At Cardiff, at home, Sunderland, Newcastle. At Swansea and Arsenal, he sits on his arsehole down. Oh, sit down, oh, sit down, oh, sit down. Sit down next to us. Sit down, 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 down on the Norwich.
There we go. Round of applause. That was absolutely wonderful. What a fantastic way to finish off this Google Plus Hangout. Thanks to everyone who's come out to watch tonight. Go follow John on Twitter at Big Grant Holt. Feel free to subscribe if you're new to Talk Norwich City. All Norwich City content all year round. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next time.